and we're back, and we're going to be playing a game of Apocalypse using 8mm figures. It's going to be a 30k battle. It's going to be the Iron Hands versus the Word Bearers. I tried to come up with some fluff as to why we're going to be fighting this battle. Essentially, honey, that we're going to be playing... I haven't decided who's going to be attackers. Well, the attackers are going to be the Iron Hands. Defenders are going to be the Word Bearers. We're attacking, and the Iron Hands are trying to take the revenge for the betrayal, and they're going to be taking out a Word Bearers cathedral. And essentially what's happening here is essentially Ferrus Manus is dead. This force of Iron Hands were on their way to reinforce him. They found out of the defeat, they found out of his death, and now they're angry, and the first world they come across on their journey is a Word Bearer controlled world, and they've decided to go down and knock some skulls around. So essentially we will have this attacking force of the Iron Hands, we will have this defending force of Imperials, traitor Imperials and Word Bearers, and then a reinforcing bit of Word Bearers with a Reaver Titan. And essentially the goal is for the Word Bearers to defend this area up here, and the Iron Hands to take it. Now again, like I said, we're playing Apocalypse in 80-bitty 8mm scale. It's very easy. All you need is essentially the rulebook, the tokens, we have some themed dice here, and then the stat cards for all of the units. And I'm just going to go down and show you the army. Honey, you don't want to just explain what the armies are? Do you know what the units are called?
I know these ones are Word Bearers because they're red, and I know these ones are Iron Hands because we painted them.
And they're black, yeah.
And they're black, and that's my knowledge of this at the moment.
Okay, here, so you take the camera while I explain what the units are, and then we'll be right here. So, out front here, we have a unit of 10 Terminators. They're going to be supported by all kinds of heavies. We've got 2 Cerberus, 1 Typhon, 2 Shadow Swords. I think this is a Storm Blade. I think this is a Storm Sword, I can't remember. There's a Falchion, which I always have in all my games. 2 Spartans, 2 Mastodons, 2 Leviathans, 6 Predators, 4 Land Raiders, 5 Sicarans, and then 1, 2, 3 squads of 10 Tacticals. So that's going to be the attacking force. Initially defending, we're going to have these Word Bearers here. They're going to have a veteran tactical squad, 10 units. 3 of whatever the hell these laser destroyers, things I think they're called, laser destroyers. 3 Dreadnoughts, 2 Leviathans, a Fellblade, a Cerberus, 2 Marauder Bombers, 1, 2. These are the Imperials helping defend their homeworld. And then Knight Porphyron, and 3 Knights Errant. 1 with a battle cannon, 1 with a melta gun, and 1 with a Gatling thing. And then later on in the game, depending on our rolling, we're going to have some Word Bear reinforcements. There's going to be 5 units, or 5 stands, or 5 guys of Gal Vorbak, 10 Ashen Circle, 3 Sicarans, 2 Spartans, 5 Land Raiders, and then the Titan, and what's his name? His name is Black Consul. So they'll be arriving later in the game to reinforce the defenders of the planet. So that is the army. And we'll be back in a second with deployment. Oh, first we're going to roll off to see who is going to be the attacker. So this is my dice roll. Highest is going to be the attacker, i.e. the Iron Hands. I got a 1, so that's great. Looks like I'm the Word Bearers here, and I'll take that while you roll to see who you are. Well, you can't possibly lose.
I could also get a 1. No, I
so
got a 6.
you are the Iron Hands.
Okay.
With the armored formation and the Wrath.
With the Falchion, which I remember that is a strong tank.
It's my favorite tank. And I will be the Word Bearers, Knights, and Imperial Guard Aviators. Okay? And we'll be back after deployment. Essentially, we're going to be defending that cathedral. For obvious reasons. We've got a couple of million people in there and they're being butchered for blood. Alright, back in a second. Okay, we're back after deployment. We're ready. The forces are ready. The cat is ready. And I think we'll get started. Let's just go over deployment real quick so we can get that out of the way. So what have you done here, honey?
So because mine are mostly vehicles, I've put
They're all along the side of the board here, so...
Yes, because I had to deploy first, so I wasn't quite sure where to put my stuff. So I tried to just spread it out, and I'm hoping that, well, was hoping that when you put yours out that maybe I'd be in an okay position. But my guys there are in...
Yeah, so all your
the
infantry are loaded into their transports.
Yes, they are. I just have the group over here because otherwise it would be all infantry along the edge, and I don't want to knock any off the table.
Okay, so you got some super heavies here. Looks like the Storm, the Cerberus, the Falchion, and the Storm Lord, whatever it is. And you got your Predator, or your Land Raiders, which I guess have that blob of dudes in them.
Yes, yep.
You got the first Mastodon with your Termies. Another Storm, I think that's the Storm Blade, Storm Sword.
And then my other Mastodon with his.
With more Termies. You got your Sicarans here, your Cerberus, and...
My Land Raiders are at the side.
Your Spartans, okay, and you got your Predators here at the end. Okay, and for me, because I got to deploy second, I hit all my units, that's why you can barely see any. Essentially, we have a Fellblade hiding in this ruin, the Porpyron hiding behind this building, scared Leviathans. We got laser destroyers in that building, Cerberus in that building, and then the veteran squad defending the cathedral, and it's snowing outside. Perfect. And then the cat is currently watching on the reinforcements. We have the Imperial Marauder destroyers, the Titan, and the other reinforcements. Essentially how we're going to do this is, because I'm so outnumbered, there's going to be no reinforcements on turn 1, but starting on turn 2, I'm going to roll a dice for each of the units. Now the Marauders I can bring on whenever I want, but the Titan and all the other units I'm going to roll on a dice, and on turn 2, on a 5 or 6 they come in. Turn 3, a 4, a turn 5, a 3, turn 6, a 2.
Okay.
And then they'll show up. So there may not be a lot of word bearers on here, but the onus is on you to move up the board. And I don't think I've left you an awful lot to shoot at, especially without some cover saves, so...
You haven't.
Yeah.
So it'll be some navigating for sure.
Okay, we'll be back if something interesting happens, or at the end of turn 1. Okay, see you then. Okay, we're back at the end of the action phase on turn 1, and as you can see, my wife's Iron Hands have moved up slightly because she has so many heavy vehicles. They don't move that fast, so not too sure if a single move was the best option since you're trying to get up the field. But anyway, we'll just go through what happened. You can see we still left the blast markers on because we haven't done our saves yet. And you can see all the tokens absolutely everywhere. But essentially, moved up. I'm just going to zoom in here for a second. The word bearers fired with their Porphyron, or whatever it's called, on this Mastodon. I then flew across a Navy bomber, and we did a bombing run. Fairly successful, kind of. Then these guys and the Cerberus, they fired on the Land Raiders, who I also subjected to a second bombing run. So he flew over and did actually an amazing amount of damage. What else happened for me? Oh, over here on the word bearer side, my Fellblade fired out of cover on the squishy Predators, but, you know, they're not in range fully yet, so just a couple of wounds or a couple of hits there. And that's what happened to me. Honey, what did you do?
So I moved my
moved up.
Heavy tanks up, and I tried to shoot where I could. I took some good hits on the Cerberus, I think. Yeah,
these guys here took a pounding here. This Cerberus took a pounding, and these little guys here took a bit. But that's just mainly from all of these big weapons here. This guy here is killer. This Stormblade, Bane Sword, whatever it's called.
Yeah, he did really, really good on him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to roll all these.
Yeah, I tried to focus on your transports because it's all well and good to have a tank roll up to a building, but it's not really going to go inside it. So I was trying to kill these guys first. So yeah, we're gonna come. Maybe we'll do a couple of saves here on camera, and we'll be back in a second just to show you how things worked out. Okay, we're going to do the saves here on the Land Raiders since they took a big hit. So if we look on your stat card here, you save on a 4+. So how it works is every small one of these is a D6, and every big one is a D12. So you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 D12s, and 1 D6. You probably don't even have that many.
8, 10, 12.
Oh, we do have 12.
Okay.
Okay, so you're looking for 4s on those D12s.
4s. Come on. Okay.
Oh no, you're looking for... I'm sorry, I got this screwed up. It's D6 for the big ones and D12 for the small ones. So you need to roll 1 D12. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, wow, the big... Okay, so 1 D6, you're looking for 4. So that didn't work out. You got 1 hit on you already.
Yeah.
And now you're going to need 11 or 12 D6s.
Okay. 8, 10, 12. Okay. And wait, I'm saving.
You're looking at 4s.
4s.
Yeah. So you failed.
Okay.
Just take out the fails. How many you got? Oh, a lot of fails there. You got
a
1,
lot of fails.
2, 3, 4, 6.
Yeah. Is that
Yeah,
one
that's
there?
a 6. That's a 6.
Okay.
So you got 6. So you hit set. You got 7 total saves or 7 total hits.
These are 5. So
Yeah,
5.
So 7.
Oh yes.
And each one takes 3 wounds. So you lose 2 land raiders, and 1 has a hull point down on it.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna have to work out what happens to the Marines inside in a second, but we'll do that. We'll do that on off camera. So that's how that one went.
First blood.
Yeah. Well, I got to kill a lot of stuff here. It's not exactly small stuff you have. Okay, and then we'll be back in a second with the Mastodon. All right, we're going to do the Mastodon on camera, and then we'll do the rest off camera, I think, maybe. Okay, so how many bigs, how many smalls do you have?
So bigs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no small.
So no small, so you need 66, and you're saving on, what does the Mastodon say here? It says on 4s again.
Okay.
Oh, wow, you only took 1 hit, and he has how many wounds? Yes, 4. Wow, that sucked. Okay, so he's destroyed 2 land raiders and 1 wound. And the last we have left is the predators. Over here, we have to do these 2, so you're going to need 2 D6 again. Okay, and if we go to the predator stat sheet, you're saving on 6s. No. So, no, you got no saves. You have 2 wounds, so I kill a predator.
I'll choose this guy.
Okay, so that's yours, and then we'll be back in a second and we'll do mine. I got a lot to do up here. Okay, so for the Cerberus, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My save is a 4, so I need my lucky dice. 4, 5, 6, 7. Got 7 Wardbearer dice here. Come on, 4s. Oh, I lost 1, 2, 3. And I have 4 wounds. Oh, that's close. Okay, so he's got 1 wound left. For these guys here, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they on 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looking for 5s. Oh, I got 3. So they 2 and 1 small one. So looking for a 5 on that one, which I do. So I fail 3. So that loses 1. So I'll take the guy at the back. Okay, so he's on 1 wound. 1 hull point left, and they lost a guy. Okay, and that's looks like it for turn 1. I think I might have the Fellblade up there. I do. The Fellblade saves on 4s, I believe. Yes, so D6 on 4s, because I got 2 large blast markers, and he's fine. So Fellblade is untouched. And that's the end of turn 1. We're just going to remove the markers and reset the board for turn 2. Give me back in a bit. Okay, we just remembered we got to do the dice rolling for the Marines in that transport, and you roll 1 dice for each unit, and on a roll of a 1, the unit takes a blast marker. So she rolled a 1, typical enough. She used Wardbearer dice, so she's got no one to blame but herself, and you get a blast marker. So on a Marine blast marker, we gotta see how to do the damage on that. 1 sec.
3 large dice.
Yeah, so you suffered a small blast marker, so you're going to roll a large dice, and you need a 6.
I got a 3.
And that whole unit of 10 Marines explodes in the Land Raider. So you lose a squad of Marines, and that's a big success for me because that's one less unit that can actually...
I don't really need to take them off.
No,
the
just
table.
leave them on the edge of the table. Okay, so that officially now is the end of turn 1. And we're about to get ready for turn 2 once Cat has done his thing. I don't know what you call that, Godzilla or...
He's the game master.
Cthulhu Cat. Okay, we'll be back at the end of turn 2. Okay, so turn 2 went a little bit quicker, just because I'm a coward. The first thing that I did was I reversed my Cerberus behind this building so it didn't get destroyed. You can see the Iron Hands just moved up again a little bit, right, honey? You just moved everything up?
Yeah, I just moved and shot, basically.
And these guys here rocketed up. The Sicarans rocketed up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So they're the only things that move double. Everything else moved singles. So you can see the Iron Hands are a little slow. You got so many heavy vehicles, everything only goes 10 centimeters, so... less shooting this turn than last turn, it seems. Most of your stuff that was in range shot at these guys here, did a little bit. Most of the stuff over here that could do anything shot at him and didn't do a whole lot yet. The Fellblade there. And then most of my shooting came from, believe it or not, my bombers. So this Marauder bomber, he was over here. He turned and went right across all of these guys here. And he chipped away a little bit at each of them.
And mostly chipped away at Mastodon.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
where he started.
Yeah, he started at the Mastodon. That's right. He started over here and went right across. And then the bomber that was over here, he turned and went the opposite way, and he did a little bit more. So that's what happened to me. Here he is flying over the battlefield. And this guy here is doing his stuff over there. So I did roll for my reserves over there at the end of last turn, and I rolled a lot of 5s, but not a single 6, so no one came on. And the Porphyron right here, behind the building, he shot down at, I think, this Mastodon here, actually. Mm-hmm. That's where most of those blast markers came from. And we're just going to do the dice rolling off camera, and we'll be back when there's something to talk about. Okay, one sec.
Okay, so we just did the saves. So starting with mine, he's down to 2 wounds left. Yep. They all were successful in saving theirs. He's down to 3 wounds left. Another 3 wounds left. 3 wounds left. And that was it.
Oh, the Predators, yeah.
The Predators, yeah. We almost lost one, but he's hanging on with 1 to go.
And for me, up here, I lost another one of my laser destroyers, and my last laser destroyer is down to 1 wound, so they're basically finished. And over here, my Fellblade was very unlucky with his saves. He only took 2 blast markers, but I failed both of them, so he is now down to 2 hull points, 2 wounds, whatever you want to call it, left. So on camera, while we're here, what I will do is I will do my reserve rolls for my Word Bearer reinforcements, because I'm getting very nervous. So first we'll do the Spartans with the Gal Vorback. So now we're going on 5s. Oh, they do show up, so they're coming on.
Oh, creepy.
Yeah, my Land Speeders. No, they're like way off. My Ashen Circle on a 5. They're not feeling it. Sicaran's on a 5. Wow, 3 1s in a row.
Oh, geez.
And then my Titan. This is the only one I really care about.
Come on, Titan.
A 4, no. So at least I get 1 unit of Gal Vorback and Spartan, 2 Spartans coming on. In the next turn, turn 3.
It'll give you a little bit of extra.
Yeah, but now I've got to decide what table edge you're coming on to. So 1, 2 is my side of the edge. 3, 4. 1, 2 for my side. 3, 4, 5 or 6 I choose. 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're coming over on this side of the board. So they'll start off somewhere over here. Okay, that's fine. That's the end of turn 2. That was actually a really quick turn. And we'll be back at the beginning or the end of turn 3, depending on what happens. Okay, thanks. Okay, we're back at the, not quite at the end of turn 3. We're at the We've done the movement and the shooting, all the phases. We just haven't done the cleanup and the saves and stuff. I just wanted to show you some housekeeping. I made a rule mistake last turn when we said that the two what were they? Land Raiders that got destroyed. Their cargo failed their save, so they were dead. But no, they have 2 wounds, so there is a squad of 10 Iron Hands sitting out there with 1 wound left on them. Now, before we do the saves, I just want to show you what's happening. I know there's not as many figures on the table as we normally have in these games, but we wanted to try something a little bit quicker and a more narrative. What have you done, honey? You just moved up?
So I decided to do a little bit more aggressive because I realized probably too late that I'm the attacker.
Yeah,
I should not be waiting for you to come to me.
Yeah, you're still way back there. So
yeah, so I tried to do a little more aggressive stance, and I moved everybody up their full movement, and took the negative to the shooting.
Yeah, so you doubled movement and had a negative to shooting. Yeah.
Yeah, which I think still didn't do too bad.
Yeah.
But at least I'm getting myself up there a bit more. A couple of them couldn't shoot because they weren't in range, but most of them did get into good range.
Yep.
And give some good beating to...
Yeah, it's weird. In this rule set, some of the big weapons have a ridiculously short range. Like that Typhon can basically only shoot a few inches in front of him.
Yes, yeah. There's the heavy flamer. I don't know if he has that or not, but that's only 8 centimeters.
Yeah, that's
like,
not
that's
far.
Pretty close.
Okay, so before we do the saves, we're just going to show you what happened. On my side, I had my knight Porphyron just kind of scurry out, and he took shots at that Cerberus back there. My Fellblade here was in prime position to just maul those Sicarans, but I completely whiffed every dice. It was disgusting. So they did nothing. My veterans in the chapel, of course, they're hiding for dear life. These 2 Leviathans are also hiding, although now they might be in range of something.
You have something back there?
Yeah, I got 2 little scaredy bots.
Good to know.
This poor laser destroyer is just looking down an entire field of super heavies, and I think he's dead. He's got 1 wound left, 1 hull point left, whatever I'm going to call it. I just put some markers down to show where his compatriots were. On my side, I also had my 2 Spartans come revving up, and they are trying to take out this Bane hammer.
And the falchion.
No, the falchion was... Oh yeah, no, they attacked the falchion. You're right. That's right. They shot through the building here at that falchion.
Did some good damage on him.
Yeah. And then essentially my bombers, 1 there and 1 over at the edge of the table, you can see right there. They continue to wreak havoc on the back line. But I might be about to lose this one because of the anti-air from the Macedon has basically whittled him down. So that's what happened to me. And honey, what did you do?
So when you took your bombers through, you did some pretty good damage, especially on this row here.
Yeah.
And that was done before I moved them up.
Yeah.
So they took their damage tokens along with them.
Yeah, so you basically had everything fire at this guy here, the knight, right?
I did, yeah. I tried to focus on the knight.
Yeah.
To see how much I can whittle him down a bit, but we'll see how your saves go.
Yeah, so you focused on these 2 units here with that whole side.
Yes.
And then
on this side, I mainly focused on
him, the laser destroyer,
and a few
on the Cerberus back here.
Yes, because you didn't bring your new guys on until I had already finished.
I couldn't bring my Spartans on with the Galvor back inside until those 2 big guys there had activated, because you know what, I don't have that many models on the table, and to be honest, you don't really have a whole lot to shoot with all your stuff.
Yeah.
To shoot at, sorry. Okay, so we'll do the saves, and we'll tell you the results in a second. Okay, we did the saves. My Cerberus is gone. My laser destroyer is gone. And for all my firing, which wasn't a lot, but she saved this guy. He's got 1 hull point left. That really sucks for me. Out of the 4 hits on him, only took 1 hull point down. Same with him. Just did an amazing job on your saves, honey. He had nothing. And then over here, the bomber just did a little point of damage here and there. 2 points on this guy. That was all from the knight. So for the knight only half killed a Cerberus, which sucks. And then she made her saves over here. So 1 hull point there and nothing there. But she did manage to shoot down one of my bombers. So he is now kaput. And that is the end of turn 3. Yeah, 3. So I desperately need my reinforcements. Some of them should come on this turn, because I don't really have anything left, and you're getting awful close. Okay, see you at the end of turn 4. Okay, we're back at almost the end of turn 4. It has been a bloodbath. We're out of tokens. We're out of damage tokens. That's how much firing has happened in this turn. All my reinforcements came on, thankfully, including my Titan. Essentially what's happened is everyone has moved and fired, and we'll do the saves off camera because there's going to be a lot of them, but we'll just sum up what's happened real quick. Essentially, my wife has moved her forces up, right?
Very aggressively.
Yeah, you're going up. I only have 1 bomber left. There's a big traffic jam of tanks right here from the Iron Hands. Scarily enough, the 2 mastodons have almost reached the chapel, cathedral, whatever. You've also disembarked your warriors here, about to do a charge in there. And essentially you just moved up everything except for your volcano cannons, which were taking pot shots at the Titan. Now, the Titan has taken an insane amount of shots. Like, I don't even know how many that is, but it's a lot. That's what happens when the Iron Hands bring all their heavies to the table.
You might need to use some of my Iron Hand dice to roll those saves.
This is going to be a lot of saves. I don't know. Jeez. It's going to take us an hour to do the saves. Fellblade's looking worse for wear. He's probably not going to make it. The Sakarans came on, and they just blasted those Sakarans, but they got blasted in return. My knight was foolish enough to be there, right here, before. He took a ton of hits, scampered behind the building, and shot down at this shadow sword. My Titan marched on, and he blasted this Mastodon and this Stormblade. Did okay. Didn't do the best, but he did okay. And then my my Land Speeders came on, and I got cheeky. I decided to split my fire between this Bane hammer, whatever it's called, and the falchion. I did a fair bit to the falchion, but I flubbed my rolls on that. So he might live. There's a 50-50 chance again for the second turn in a row of him surviving. And that's basically it. We'll be back after the saves, and we'll update you what's happened. Okay, we're back after doing all the saves. It was a hell of a lot. This is all of the Iron Hand saves that they had to make. And it's hard to see reaching over the table, but that's all the saves that I had to make. Now, what's happened is really over here, you lost 3 Sakarans. And right here, there was a Mastodon there, but I cracked that open and spilled the contents of some Terminators. So they're out and ready to go. I took a hull point off the Falchion, 3 hull points off this Cerberus, but he's alive still with 1.
And then hull point and hull point.
Yeah, 2 hull points. Yeah, so they're still alive. So basically all I killed was 3 Sakarans and a Mastodon. And you managed to kill the Glaive. Was in there, he's gone. Or not the Glaive, the Fellblade.
And one of your Sakarans.
And one of my Sakarans. And then the big news is the Titan had, how many saves did I have to make? 25? No, something like that. I had 26 shots on me anyway. And she stripped off 10 hull points, so he's got 14 left. So he's almost half dead. And this is where we're at the end of turn 4. Things are getting spicy. Okay, we'll be back at the end of turn 5. Okay, we just concluded movement and shooting and melee for turn 5, and again, the board is full of destruction. I'll just do this really rapidly because we're starting to get into the crux of it here. The Titan, Reaver Titan, is starting to take a lot of pain again, but not as much as last turn, so he might survive. My Ashen Circle, after cracking open the Mastodon, they jumped forward into melee with the Terminators, and well, 1 large hit, 1 small hit versus 1 small hit. We didn't do very well with that one. My Leviathans that were hiding here, they've charged around, are in close combat with those two heavies. My Knights moved up and just spread fire out along these three. My Porphyron, or Porphyron, whatever it's called, it's on 1 hull point left. It's taken 5 wounds, or hull points, and it's probably going to blow up this turn. These guys didn't even get shot at once, but they shot back at these Sakarans. Over here, the second Mastodon has made it up to the cathedral and has emptied out its cargo of Terminators. And the Terminators kind of whiffed. They charged the building and got no hits. The Dreadnought, on the other hand, it walked up and it kicked it kicked a word bearer in the face. So there's one small hit on these guys from the Leviathan, but everything else is fine. In an act of desperation, I flew up my Marauder Bomber. He's got no bombs left, but he can shoot at he can use his las cannons, and he used them to shoot this Plasma Blast, whatever it's called, Stormblade. Over here, my Spartans moved up and disgorged my Gal Vorback, and they're now in close combat with these Tacticals. They've caused a few hits, and in return, they've only taken a small hit of their own. So that was a big whiff on the Iron Hand Tacticals. And then my Land Speeders just kind of flew around, and they're just picking off whatever the low hull point units are left. So that's basically all that happened on my turn, on my side. What happened on yours, honey?
So I didn't move. I didn't move a lot of mine. Only a few did I move. I actually chose to just kind of dig in and take the extra point towards my shooting.
Yeah, +1.
Yeah. I didn't do as good this turn in my rolling. I had several rolls that did absolutely nothing. But I did take some hits. As you can see, I got some good hits, I think, on his Titan.
Yeah, well, I think at the end of this, once we do our saves, I think there'll be a lot less on the board.
I think so too.
Okay, we're after doing a lot of saves again, rolling for saves, and there's a lot less on the board now than there was before. Down here, the Stormblade, or Bane Sword, or whatever it was.
Falchion.
The Falchion.
The Cerberus.
The Cerberus is gone here. I lost. Actually, I did a terrible rolling for those, so I got a 1 hull point Spartan, and 1 Spartan is gone because I rolled a bunch of 1s.
I lost my tactical squad.
Yeah,
that was in here.
The Gal Vorback chewed through them pretty good, and now they're fighting the Dreadnoughts.
They're all gone.
I lost my Ashen Circle here to the Terminators, which sucked.
I only took 1 hit of those. I lost one of my tanks up.
Oh yeah, you lost the Stormblade.
Yes.
And then down here, the Leviathan Dreadnought for the Wordbearers cracked open that Spartan, and there's Tacticals now exposed, and the same over there. But my Porphyron is gone. And what else did I lose? I lost the Ashen Circle, I lost Spartan and my Knight, and you lost a bunch of stuff.
A whole bunch of tanks, a couple tactical squads.
The Tactical Squad that was down here too, it's gone as well.
Yeah, that one went.
So you lost 2 Tacticals, but you're still fighting. We're still fighting for this cathedral, which is what it's all about. Oh, and my Titan is on 7 wounds left. So
he lives another day.
He lives. I thought I was actually going to win this turn, except these 2 Shadow Swords here on 1 hull point left each. She rolled an amazing amount of saves to keep them in the game, and that's really the only thing that can threaten that Titan at the moment. So we're just going to do a really quick turn 6, and we'll let you know what happens. Okay, we just did the last turn of the game, turn 6, and this is how the board looks. Not really a whole lot different. To be honest, there's not that much left to do. The Titan is still here. He's shot away at he basically blasted this guy here, the Mastodon. There's a fight going on for the building, so whoever wins that, the Gal Vorback have taken a beating from the Dreadnoughts. And let's see, my Land Speeders came around and shot at this guy here. I did a measly little teeny shot on that guy. We're still locked in combat here. My plane took a beating, those guys, and that knight took a beating from all of the predators and Typhon and stuff. So we'll be back in a minute. We'll do the saves, and we'll see. Maybe we'll do the saves on camera, actually. You want to do your saves on camera, honey?
Sure.
Okay, so you have the... Let's pause while we get set up. Okay, we'll do your saves on camera here. Okay, so for your...
Start with him.
Yeah, how many hits you took there?
So I have 3 large and 1 small. So I get 3 small dice and 1 large.
Yeah.
And I'm saving on 4s.
No, he did.
He is dead.
So
all right.
He explodes. He had 1 whole point left, and he dead. Okay.
He's gone.
Let's try this storm sword.
Okay, I think he's gonna make it. I think he's gonna make it. Big dice, and you're laying on. Yes! Oh my god.
He blew up as well.
Okay.
You rolled a 1 on a 12-sided dice. That's gonna hurt. Okay, what else do you have? You have
my Cerberus.
Your Cerberus, yeah. So 2 dice on 4s. He's got 2 whole points left.
He gets 2 smaller dice.
Oh, he remains on 1.
Made it.
So you have your tacticals there.
My tacticals
on a 6+ on a 6-sided dice.
Okay. No.
They did. They got eaten.
Okay.
The dreadnought snippy clawed them to death.
I'm just gonna move them off the board.
So you have those guys over there, and they got a big dice and small dice.
Big dice and small.
You need 6s, or are they dead too? Oh, so close. They're dead as well. They got eaten as well.
Oh.
But they got shot up by this Gatling blaster on that.
So it's no wonder that they...
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll do my, I'll use your...
I have 1 more.
Oh, yeah.
Over here.
Yeah, that's a small one, right?
Small one. Yeah. I think that's on the Typhon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 4+ on a big one, yeah. Yeah, he's fine. A 10.
He's fine.
What else do you... Oh, you have your Macedon up here. He took a beating as well. He took a pounding up here.
Oh, he did. Okay. Here we go. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, 8 6-sided dice, and he has 4 hull points.
I think he's going to make it.
There's a 50-50 shot that he explodes right here.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3. No! He lives. He lives by 1 hull point. That sucks.
All right.
Okay, you have your Terminators there.
Terminators.
Yeah, they have 1 wound left, and you have a big one and small, and you need 5s.
They
survive
that.
And then you have 1 Terminator up here has a hit point, a big one. You need 5. This won't kill them though. And she saves it anyway. Okay, so...
Oh, and I have my Terminators down here.
Oh, your Dreadnoughts, yeah.
My Dreadnoughts.
Yeah, so you're looking for 5s. Well, okay, you're okay. You're okay. They survived as well. They got 1 hit point on them. One of them's got 1 whole point. But...
They're still around.
They're still around.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to do your saves?
Yeah, I'll do my saves here on camera here.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so let's start with the Gal Vorback. I don't want to use... let me get my own dice, because I want to use your Iron Hand Disgusto Trader dice. Okay, so we'll start with the Gal Vorback. I need 2 5s. I do. So they live, but they have 1 hit point on them taken off. So they have a hit point left.
All right.
So that fight continues. Well, it will never continue, but this guy here saves on a 5, this knight. Doesn't, but he still survives anyway. He's got 3 hull points left.
Okay, what about...
I'm going to do this Marauder. Okay. See if he gets shot down. He does not.
All right.
This knight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So I need 5s for him. I got 2. So he's got 1 hull point left, but he's still alive.
Okay.
That's nice.
You have your
2
Leviathans,
and they have a save of 4. And they have 3 wounds each. So a big one and a small one, I need 4s. Yeah, I got 1 wound on him, but he is still alive. He's got 2 wounds left. So there we go.
Your Do you want to do the Titan or your building?
I need 6s for this building here. I fail, but we are still alive because I have 2 wounds. So they've taken a hit, and I saved the building. Oh, thank God. And this guy here has 1 wound left.
Mm-hmm.
I need 3 4s to save him. Let's see here. No, he's dead twice over. So he died, he blew up. And that was nothing, we did that already. And let's do the Titan last.
Your Titan.
So he has 7 wounds left. Because of the void shields, I get rid of the smallest blast marker that I have. And how many wounds do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I need 4 5s here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh!
1.
He's dead. He's dead.
Your Titan is done.
I needed 7. He took 7 hits, so the Titan black console explodes outside the cathedral. That's a morale loss right there. And yeah, let's just wrap it up. Okay, sorry about that bad handoff. But as you can see, the game is over. Just get these dice out of the way. It started off slow, but ended up going like crazy at the end there. I think it's a draw because we're still fighting over the cathedral. You don't have a whole lot left.
No.
You have virtually nothing on this side of the table.
Yeah.
You've lost all your super heavies except for 1 Mastodon. And so that's it. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this game. It was just a quick game. We just decided on to play this game just randomly out of the blue. Lots of death, but again, it's a fun game. What do you think, honey?
I had a lot of fun. I did not capture the objective.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It's in contention, but
The way you went so slow on the way up, I thought you were never even going to get here.
yeah.
But at turn 4, I'm like, oh my God, she's like right there, and I have nothing. Thank God all my reinforcements came in at the same time, essentially, and gave me a shot to push you back, but...
If anybody has any ideas of what I could have done differently, I will appreciate it if you let us know in the comments, because, yeah, I think I could have done a bit better.
Nah, it's okay. It's all right. My bombers were actually really cool. They ran out of bombs, obviously, but I mean, they were like just peppering your units along the back line for like the first half of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I did lose 1, and 1's on the whole point left. So, yeah, that's it. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed, and we'll talk to you again soon.